Hello there, welcome back to our channel, and we are going to analyze this circuit, which is a fixed biased BJT circuit that can be used as a small signal class A amplifier. And what we have here is the supply voltage VCC, from which we are using the resistor RB to draw the current through it, and that is also helping us to set the bias in the input junction of the transistor, that is VBE. And we are using a second resistor RC that will also draw the current from the VCC, and that will flow from collector to emitter all the way. This is an NPN transistor, as the direction of arrow suggests the current will flow from collector to emitter. We have AC input that we couple to the base pin of the transistor through this capacitor, and the output signal from the collector pin we couple to the load, which is called as AC output, through this another capacitor C2. And when we do that, we have several voltage drops when we apply input and we receive an output. We have several voltage drop across the transistor pins. First is the base emitter, that is VBE drop. Output is the VCE, that is the voltage drop across collector to emitter. And the third one is the voltage drop across the base and the collector, that is VBC. And so now this transistor is set to operate in the common emitter mode. So let me write here, this is biased in the common emitter configuration. So common emitter, in the sense you have emitter common with respect to the input pin base and output pin collector. So you have input side across the base emitter, and you have output side across the collector and the emitter of this circuit. Let me write the equations from to the input side and the output side. So I have the Kirchhoff's voltage law that I can apply. So there is this loop that is starting from supply voltage through the RB and then through the input junction down to the emitter. So I can write VCC minus I times RB. I times RB. The I is the current flowing through this one. And this I is actually the IB, as you can see, that is the base current flowing through the base pin of the transistor, minus this drop VBE that I have across the base emitter junction of the transistor is equal to 0. And I can write then it is IB times RB minus VBE is equal to 0. For a given value of VCC and RB, and we assume if the transistor is silicon, the voltage, forward voltage of it is about 0.65 to 0.7, we can get the calculate the value of IB. So once IB will be then given as VCC minus VBE divided by RB. So that's your equation 1. Once you get the value of IB, we can get the value of collector current IC by IB times beta, where beta is the DC current gain of the transistor. There is another way to calculate the value of IC by applying the KVL in the output loop of the circuit. So you draw the current and you all the way go from supply positive pin to the ground here. So I write another equation. This is for the input side of the transistor circuit, and we'll write now for the output side. For the output side, we'll write the KVL This is VCC minus IC times RC. Look, there is a current IC that is flowing through RC, and minus there is a drop across collector to emitter VCE is equal to 0. And from that, IC is calculated as VCC minus VCE divided by RC. So for a given value of VCC and the VCE can be calculated again. And for the given value of RC, you can know the value of IC. If you know the value of IC from here, then VCE from this equation, let's call it equation 2, can be given as VCC minus IC times RC. That's the equation for your VCE, actually, how to calculate. So you know the value of IC, you know what's the value of RC, and you know the value of VCC, you get the VCE. Now, in order to operate this circuit as a class A small signal amplifier, where you actually apply an input signal and you get an output signal with a gain that is amplified, you have to make sure your transistor is operated in the linear active mode, where linear active mode is observed when you have your transistor operating right side of this dotted line, which is called as linear mode or active region of the transistor. And here you have a constant current, as you can see there, okay, ideally. And the region left to this line is your saturation region. You don't want that. So the condition for operating the transistor in the linear active region is that your base emitter junction should be forward biased. It means your VBE drop should be greater than or equal to 0.7. Remember, there is this diode here. There is this diode here, which is basically gets forward bias. And second condition is that your base to collector junction should be reverse biased. It means you have this diode also here that should be reverse biased. So this is your P, this is your N, this is your N, NPN, okay? And the base should be at the collector voltage at the collector pin should be more positive than the voltage at the base. And that condition is that VC should be greater than or equal to VBE. If that condition is satisfied, then you have this base collector junction should be reverse bias. So that can happen. You call it as a VCE minimum. Okay, that must be maintained across the transistor. If your voltage across the transistor output voltage VC drops left to this line, then your transistor comes out of the linear region and it enters in the saturation. And if you keep dropping it, then finally the collector current is also reducing and your transistor goes to cutoff. So this region is actually your cutoff region, where only a leakage current can flow through the transistor, but you cannot use it as an active device for performing any operation. So, okay, so we've seen how to apply the KVL and KCL to this transistor circuit, and we are able to calculate the values of the currents and the voltages of this fixed bias common emitter NPN BJT circuit. So hope you like this video. If you did so, share with others for a wider reach. Stay tuned for more active contents on this. We have a lot of tutorials available on our YouTube channel. Refer to them and wish you happy learning.